7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2. Just a little humor. 1. Take it away, Michelle.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Or for some of you, this would be a Taco Tuesday, and I hope for most of you it is. We are the Dirty Stayouts.
Ow!
And we are the Taco Bow Town. I'd like to go around and introduce us. We're here. We're happy to entertain you this evening. Calling out live from the Sheldon Field here in Northampton, Massachusetts. Right abut against a cornfield. And I want to introduce the fellow Dirty Stayouts. We'll start with the gentleman on my right here, Mr. Matt Woodland.
Hey, I'm Matt Woodland here. I'll be a dirty stayout tonight. Here we are broadcasting live from under the tree. You might hear a constant barrage of crickets, and that's because we're keeping it real. We're in nature, you know? And we heard a few sheeps earlier, which makes me wonder what kind of autumn festivities might be around the right around the bend. Sheeps. What might be happening with the sheeps? All right,
Is sheep shearing a fall activity?
No.
Maybe our other co-host here, Ryan, the other Dirty Stayout, could shed a little light on the subject. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good, and I am dirty, I'm out, and I aim to stay that way.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That's totally what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, how's everybody? How'd your day go? Everybody have a good day? What kind of a day? Good day, bad day?
Pretty good day, I'd say. Pretty good day. I'm just pretty much on the edge of my seat. Looking forward to the podcast. And as you can see now, I was so on the edge of my seat that now I am sitting on my knees, actually. We couldn't get the microphone to come down to my face. So you know what? I'm always looking for a solution. So I went on my knees like I'm in a dojo, paying respect to the sensei that is the Dirty Stayouts podcast. Thank you.
Indeed. How about you, Ryan? What you got going on?
I was fighting with different microphones. Actually, one of these microphones all day for various reasons. Technology. It's crazy, but they look like big metal snakes. They're on like that Pixar light, but with metal snake head microphones at the end of it. It's a little scary, a little spooky, but
It's kind of fun, though.
in the middle of a field.
Yeah, it's just the amount of danger we need to feel alive out here, you know? What do we got here? A moth? A butterfly? Something's zipping around.
It's attracted to our light.
Oh, God. Typical moth. Moths are so predictable. Here's my thing about a moth. Not to get tangential, but a moth is just... that's just a hobo butterfly, right? Catching the next flatbed of that freight train. Am I right?
For sure, with a little fedora and a suitcase.
Yep, that's right. Blunderbuss on over his shoulder. I don't think you. A highwayman has a blunderbuss. Are those the same people that catch trains in the 1800s? Oh man. But we digress.
They all have mustaches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big, beautiful, old-timey mustaches. Just like that moth.
Speaking of moth, let's tell stories. No, this is not that podcast. We're more action-packed than that.
Do you think a moth, is jealous of butterflies? Do you think a moth wishes it was, pretty like a butterfly?
I think it has a little bit of an inferiority complex, sure.
I would.
Well, I think a moth, what we do is, you have to look at a butterfly, it's like, you're just a gilded caterpillar, right? You know? Mm-hmm. It's like, we know where you came from. So it's like, it's like that new money thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. We've stayed on this topic much too long, and now I'm speaking very ignorantly.
First, I mentioned that it was Taco Tuesday, and I just want to know what's up. I want to know what the plan is for tacos with everybody tonight. Have you had tacos? Are you going to have tacos? What kind of fucking tacos are you going to have?
So last week, there was a lot of talk about tacos, and after I left the field, I headed over to the Taco Bell.
Damn.
And Taco Bell, if you do not know, has recently revamped its entire menu and gotten rid of many of the old standbys, such as the grilled cheese burrito.
What?
Yeah, it's delicious. So I decided I'd get a taco, and I went with the Nachos Dorito taco.
Ooh.
And I got it, and it came in a little sleeve. And I went to take my first bite of it, and it immediately crumbled in my hand and spilled all over my lap and my car.
Doesn't that figure?
That's
Did you eat it
terrible.
off your lap
Not always the
anyways?
way.
Did you like just dig in there and just feed yourself?
So I ate some of it, and some of it fell down onto the seat, onto the floor. So
Oh, you're kidding
one day
me.
goes by, and now I have a mouse that lives in my car.
Oh my good lord.
And I don't know how he got in there. And I was gonna have a fun little segment where we would think of a name for what's a good name for the mouse that lives in my car. But I put some mouse traps in my car and he's dead. So
Oh,
okay.
well,
mouse doesn't have a name anymore. It's garbage.
that's the end of whatever that was going to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. John Doe,
Yep.
the mouse.
Potter's Field for you.
Rest in peace, Joe. Rest in peace.
Feifel goes south, way south.
He
to hell.
got that
That's what I'm
fucking
talking
Taco
about.
Bell before he died, though. Like, he got that Taco Bell with that delicious cheese. I don't feel bad. That mouse went out with, like, you gave him a good meal.
I thought it
not
was funny that he was in there, and then people started telling me stories about mice chewing out like brake cables and things that you need in your car, and I decided it was either him or me.
Mm-hmm. Well, as the old adage goes, if you give a mouse Dos Locos taco from Taco Bell, you're going to have a carcass on your hand. Speaking of carcass, I always try to segue when it's not time to segue, and that's my fault, and I apologize.
But we appreciate that about you.
Test 1, 2. Legendary, beautiful. So you have so that's your mouse taco story, Ryan. I
Yep.
take it. Good, legendary taco story. Michelle, how about you? Let's talk tacos. What are you getting into? What'd you get into? What are you getting into?
Well, what I'm getting into, I'm foraying into the vegetable or the vegetarian tacos, which you always miss the meat. You always miss the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm living with my mom now, and my mom made tacos Tuesday. I don't know why I was so surprised when I came home to a bowl full of taco shells and a whole bowl full of meat, but
You're kidding me. Wow.
I'm not kidding you, man. And I've been eating that meat right out of that bowl because they're leftovers.
Yep.
But it's been giving me the shits, man. It's been giving me the shits.
Working blue.
Yeah. Oh, it's because I know my mom thaws her meat on the counter instead of in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And so-
That's classic temperature danger zone. Am I right?
You're right.
Right
You're
there.
right there. He's got it. The man.
It's like
behind
you know there's
man.
bacteria though, but it's so naughty. It's like
can't
it's so
help it.
wrong. It feels so right.
Because if there's something good that's sitting there left over, how could you not eat that? Like when I was a kid, my mom used to like make hamburger helper, and hamburger helper is one of those foods that's a total weakness for me. And she would have like the leftovers still in a pot in the pan like the next morning. So when I was a little kid, I'd get up in the morning and I'd just start eating it right out of the pan, even though it was cold and it was sitting there for like 12 hours. It's like you gotta have what you want.
That's kind of true. It's like, throwing things in the refrigerator. That was like a thing I discovered. That's something that happens like as an adult. And like, I'm like, oh, this is a thing. Because growing up, there was just like pretty much refrigerator. There was like, that's just an optional storage place. It's like, it had nothing to do with the temperature. That's just if you want cool storage.
Yeah, if
Literally
you want
cool.
something cold, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Or if you want something in 12 years, throw it in the freezer. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But most of our stuff growing up, everything was like, we could keep most things in the pantry. Like, for instance, our milk came in powder form.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I bought powdered milk at the beginning of this whole pandemic thing, but I never got the guts to drink any of it. I don't know what to expect. I still have it.
I think we could get a craze going, powder milk challenge.
Do you have to
I
eat it by
love it.
itself?
Imagine how dry your milk would be.
No, I was thinking we get nude and we just slather ourselves in honey and just throw powdered milk over one another. Just have a bunch of frivolity about it.
Done.
The powder milk challenge.
Smells like breakfast.
On the next Dirty
Yuckaroo.
Dirty Stayouts podcast.
You and the captain. Am I right?
I found
Tacos.
that while trying to come up with funny podcast ideas, that I had a lot of ideas that I liked that I didn't want near the microphones. Like in the note I sent you, how much gum can you fit in your mouth? Was an idea that I had, but then I immediately saw some possible logistical problems with seeing how much gum you could fit in your mouth while mic'd.
Okay, so first of all, here's what I think is so funny about Ryan, because the things that you love are the things that I fear. I am afraid of gum. I have a fear of gum.
Wait, what?
Yes, snakes, which he loves, and gum. Like it
All right,
just,
we're seeing eye to eye on snakes, but gum, that doesn't make a lick of sense.
it just doesn't.
Show
I
your
just
work,
think it's
explain.
weird. Okay, so it's just, It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
That's not. First of all, no.
It's everywhere.
It's almost nowhere. It's literally nowhere within the periph right now.
Okay,
of my
so it
vision.
could be everywhere. But people.
Hypothetically.
There's nowhere that gum could not be.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that if we open one of those shucks of corn, there is a chance that there's some gum inside.
Are you telling me gum's a state of mind?
It is. It is. It's a sticky state of mind.
Let me ask you this, Michelle. What is the scariest kind of gum?
The Hubba Bubba, the really gross, like sweet, like different colored. It's like I think what it is, man, is like when you're walking by somebody and they've got like a huge mouthful of it and it's like they're chewing on it like it's cud, man. And you can smell it. It's like those things. It just makes me uncomfortable. And I'm just like, I wish you wouldn't do that in front of me. But everybody loves
fair.
it. The kids love it.
I like some Big League Chew.
Yeah.
Do you have Big League Chew?
The stringy stuff that you got to grab by the pouch and everything.
Yeah, it's made to look like tobacco for the
Oh,
kids.
For the kids.
Yeah.
Like cigarettes, the candy cigarettes and everything. I used to love
Oh.
those. Oh, another
Then
one
the
bites the
down goes.
dust.
Then there was one.
Yep.
We're having a, we're
well,
having
this is kind of okay.
You have a real long microphone.
I
I
want
for
to
can
levels.
sit and relax.
I just
though.
yeah, this is nice because my knees were killing me. But we got to check the level. For those of you that weren't watching this on what I assume will be on network television at some point,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
my mic stand just slowly but surely tipped over. Just like
It's a mic arm. It is not made to stand.
it did dip. You know what it reminded me? It harkened back to the what's that little bird that used to be able to, it made itself drink because of maybe centripetal force, I want to say. I don't know what that was, but
I don't
it
know
was
I
if
know
those have a
exactly.
name. Do
I
they?
don't remember if it has a name, but I know
Drinky
exactly
birds.
what you're talking about. Drinky birds.
They're
Why not give it our own name? It's a drinky bird.
It's a toy, right? Not the actual bird.
It's not a legit bird. Like it's not. It doesn't tweet or isn't alive, but it just sort of it just
Got a
like,
top hat.
Yeah.
It did dips and it drinks. It
All
dips
right.
and it drinks. So gum. I guess here's the thing about I don't prefer gum. Like you guys, anyone that knows Matthew, they know he's a mint man from way back. I like a mint because it's you pop it in there, it's discreet. You feel like $1 million about yourself, builds confidence. Like I can kiss any fine dame, hypothetically if need be at any moment.
You can.
But gum is a very active thing. It's hard. You're really putting yourself out there and like, this is the kind of person I am. I'm chewing this gum. You know I'm chewing this gum. I know I'm chewing this gum. And if that, it's kind of like it's pretty an aggressive oral thing to do in public, frankly.
That's true.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And then I had a friend who, when we'd go out to eat, because she was a huge gum chewer, she would take her gum out and put it on her plate. So I got to stare at it whenever I'd eat. So it was just like trauma. Constantly being traumatized over and over again by this shit.
I think if you're gonna do that with gum, that the least you can do is use your tongue to smooth out all of the teeth marks on it, because people don't need to be looking at those teeth marks. That's how they know. You just tongue it into a little ball, and then they're just like, oh, we got there, little gum ball.
Yeah, it makes it more palatable, if you will.
Yeah.
For the meal. I mean, that's why I like mint. No fuss, no muss, no cleanup afterwards. It really is. It's like gum, not to be problematic, but like gum to the mint is like chopsticks to the fork. All right. It's like, and the people that like insist on sticking with gum, it's like they're just it's like, I'm stuck in my ways. I'm not gonna, because clearly a mint is an evolution to gum. I think, can we all agree on that?
Whoop whoop, I hear ya.
So it's like, why we have this way cool new thing. Why won't you just like evolve with us? But then eventually it's like, what's the next thing? Because I'm probably gonna be stuck on mints, and pretty soon they're gonna have like those breath strips or whatever. And it's like, I can't get behind that because I'm still trying to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm still, I'm a '90s boy. I'm in.
Bring up those breath strips. I remember those breath strips, and those breath strips were gross at first, but then they were like 100 times more powerful than mint. Like, I'm with you on the mint. I'm a mint gal. Like, not so much the Altoid mint, because I don't really feel like it does what it says it does.
Oh no, hell no.
No, there's stronger mints on the market, but The breath strips were okay. No? I'm not hearing it. It's okay.
See,
it's
I
okay,
feel like
brother.
the purpose of a mint / gum is a couple fold. That not only does it have the responsibility to freshen up your stanky breath, but it's also too, if you got a dry mouth or something like that. It's people used to have hard candy. It's why your grandparents are always chewing those hard candies that come in a little wrapper that looks like the outside of a strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Classic.
You can't get that dry mouth. You gotta.
That was my go-to penny candy. Was it? Yeah, that strawberry one. But it was I would say that one they definitely like oversold it because the wrapper made it look much more delicious than the actual flavor of the candy.
Correct.
Which is still pretty good, but I would say if they just had it like in some like stupid like in some gray wrapper and then boom, but then you would never get somebody to get into there. So
That's true.
Well, if you have like a hard candy variety pack and you see the butterscotch candy that either has a completely clear wrapper or a slightly yellow colored wrapper, then you look at that strawberry one and you say, what's this one hiding? Right? Your buddy over here has a completely clear wrapper letting me know what's going on, showing me there's not some kind of weird ring around the candy. What are you hiding? Is there a nail sticking through?
Yeah.
right.
What the fuck is up with that?
Usually
What's up
there's
with
not, but
But then, of course, you have the thing where the old bait and switch routine where you have like some yellow candy and so you can see through the wrapper, you see it's yellow, you're like, nice, I'm going to get into some kind of a citrus, a lemon thing. And then what happens to you? Boom, banana. Boom,
That's true.
pineapple. Some like horrendously gross flavor that doesn't make a lick of sense in candy form.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense because I remember seeing like a ball of candy that was in a blue wrapper. And so I thought the candy was going to be blue underneath, but it was white menthol. And I'm like, I would have preferred some kind of a blueberry-ish flavored candy underneath this wrapper, and with your bullshit blue wrapper and your white mint candy, it's like, leave me alone.
That's our new segment called You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Am I right, guys? Come on.
dirty
Yep.
stayouts are very against deceptive advertising in confections.
But I also want to make sure that our audience out there knows I'm not gum shaming. You got to do what you got to do.
Gonna get letters.
I get it. Ugh.
I don't know about all this. I just know you're never getting a job on SNL. Not with this talk.
Oh,
Not if Big Gum has anything to say about
no, definitely not.
All right, so let's just recap. What have we discovered so far? We've discovered. I don't remember what we did. I literally don't have a memory of what we just talked about.
So let's back
At
it up
all.
to the taco talk. We discovered that
Okay.
Ryan basically killed a mouse with Taco Bell.
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
it.
We've
Probably
discovered
would
that.
still be alive had it not violated my inner sanctum.
He's the offender,
Yeah.
so he got what was coming.
I think you should leave wildlife alone until it encroaches on your personal bubble, and then you have to act.
And there is the lesson in that bit.
So stand your ground laws.
Pretty
apply
much.
in this situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so in this case. And then
Be it a mouse, be it a nosy neighbor. Ryan's gonna trap you, and send you 6 feet under.
yeah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like intruders. And then we just determined that the mints are where it's at over the gum. But
Yeah, if it's gonna be a mint or gum to choose from, we're gonna go with mints. This podcast is pro mints, anti mice, and I think that's what we discovered so far. And that was Michelle. How many topics have we covered so far?
thus far we've covered 2 topics.
Seems like 3 or 5.
Oh boy, I'm already blowing it. Who's this guy talking to?
We've
He's
got
probably
some
on
kind
a
of
Bluetooth,
some
or
kind
else
of a
he's
man,
crazy.
yeah.
Should we invite him over to interview him?
I think that's the way
Talking
that
to
we're going to
moths.
get our guests, is that you
Random
have to be
mothers.
wandering by the tree.
Usually when I see a guy just walking out of the cloak of darkness into a field, I'm thinking either one of 2 things. Do we have a Bagger Van situation or a Field of Dreams situation? What would you say? This is what would we say we have right here?
He's a Field of Dreams guy.
Is he
Beautiful.
the ghost in that situation, or he's the alive fella?
He's the alive fellow. He's talking to the ghosts.
I don't know. I haven't seen either movie.
All right, everybody. And now we're going to roll out our next segment.
segment.
Let's get ready for Pico, your topic.
Pico, your topic.
I'm going to ask the lovely Matt Woodland if he could please, at random,
Pick it out of the hat.
pick it out of the
We
hat.
should say it's a hat.
It's a hat.
Yeah.
A big brimmed hat.
Yeah.
Full of options.
Probably the nicest hat
Woodland.
you've ever seen.
Okay.
It's made of velour. Bright
For
green.
this Pico, your topic, we have best food poisoning.
Oh, that's a good one.
Let's talk about the best instance of food poisoning.
Best.
You've
Does,
encountered.
who's got one right off the top? Who's got one on the tip of their
I'm
dome?
always getting food poisoning because I can't keep shit out of my mouth.
Damn.
I'm always eating.
Michelle, take it away.
All right. Where should I start? Let's talk about the taco meat incidents. I can't bring up the taco meat incidents. I've had a recent bout of diarrhea because I've been eating this taco meat that I cannot get enough of out of a bowl in my mother's refrigerator. And I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I gotta have a snack. And I don't want to make anything, so I'm just gonna get a spoon and stick it in a dirty bowl of beef.
Yeah.
But with the right kind of seasonings, though. There's something about my mom's beef, man.
So this
It's like you're peeing out of your butt.
this taco meat has poisoned two of our segments. we heard all about this. I'm surprised it didn't make an appearance with Ryan in the chopper with the weather. This taco meat. It's omnipresent. This gross taco meat. Oh my good lord!
Should we name the taco meat?
Name the taco meat. How about Carnita's Way? Huh? Off the top of your dome. That's a little stinger we're gonna have when somebody says something off the top of their dome.
Oh, yeah. I liked it.
Oh, all right. Well,
Well,
you and your taco meat has really taken over this pod. Ryan.
I once got severe food poisoning at a seafood restaurant called Captain Toss's.
Oh God.
And I was pretty young, but it was so bad that I don't think I ate any seafood for 7 years.
oh yeah.
You ever have a food that you won't go near because of food poisoning?
Yep.
What does it say?
Absolutely. It is salami. It is hard salami because I ate way too much salami, and it was bad because it'd been sitting out for a long time. So I just threw up.
I get so scared about foodborne illnesses, but it does not stop me from eating sketchy food.
Nope.
You would think that it would.
Because you're taking a chance. You know there's a 50% chance. You're either going to make it out alive or you're just going to, it's true.
I feel like my relationship to food poisoning is just pretty much like the excuse I use when I'm blackout drunk. Back in the day. Like, I honestly can't remember a specific time that I've for sure been poisoned by food, because there's just been so many times that it's like that's just what I go to, but it's like plausible deniability. It's like it could have been the food, or it could have been like the 2 handles of Papa vodka that I had. So it's like I can't remember. With food, the only thing I can really think of, it's food related. It's not illness, but there's this one time I made this banana bread, and I had have you ever noticed that sugar and salt are kind of similar, just like little and white, if you will?
Oh yeah,
like miniature
very
and
similar.
white. So I made this banana bread, and the thing about banana bread is you have to because the bananas have to turn, and then you have to be like, okay, I'm not going to just eat these bananas with my oatmeal. So you're just like, but I'm not going to throw them away because maybe hypothetically I'll make banana bread once in my life. So you just throw them in your freezer, and then meanwhile they're just like, every time you go in for a popsicle, there's just all these rotten bananas just strewn about.
Oh
like
my God.
Like a dead banana serial killer guy.
That is my mom's freezer. She's got like 20 bananas. It's like a graveyard. Banana cemetery.
Yeah, it's like a wishful thinking graveyard. You're just like,
Exactly.
yeah, we're going to have baked goods. And meanwhile, you're just having frozen rotten bananas. But anyway, so it was like there was this so this is just years of it was my girlfriend's bananas at the time, my bananas at the time, my mother's bananas at the time. And just this just mixing generation of bananas coming together. And I make this banana bread, and I give it a taste, and I says, it tastes like the ocean. Because I was so in denial, I was not going to accept that I put in double salt. Not only did I not put in any sugar, but I put in the sugar's share, the lion's share of nothing but salt. So I put in like the pinch of salt that it calls for, and then the 2 cups of some more salt in lieu of sugar. And I forced myself to like slowly but surely eat that banana bread over the days just because there was so much history in that. So it's food related. So we're gonna say that fits the category.
It does fit.
But I'm sorry, there's no feces talk in that.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay without your feces talk. But will you promise to talk to us a little bit about your feces a little later?
You bring up another good point, though, that food poisoning is one of the best excuses there is, because people will not ask about it because they do not want to hear about your feces.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're lying, you can just say it's food poisoning. Nobody will be the wiser.
Yeah, you never get interrogated. Prove it. Show me.
All right.
The lighter side of food poisoning.
Oh, topic conquered, by the way.
Topic conquered, food poisoning.
Boom.
We got it.
Taco meat.
But you know what I feel like now? I'm in the mood for a little something different.
Oh, a little something different.
I'm in the mood for a little something different.
Move it along.
Getting a little restless. I want to see you clowns perform for me.
Damn.
Yeah. I think I want to see what kind of talent we've got up in this circle.
Talent.
Word.
I don't know what.
Well, let's figure out exactly, folks,
What's going on?
how we're going to entertain you this evening.
Rapid fire.
All right, Ryan. What are we going to do tonight?
Well,
What are we getting into, Rye?
truth or dare?
Oh, crap.
Do some truth or dare.
Ooh
All right.
la la.
Here's how it's going to go. Matt,
Yeah.
you're going to pose truth or dare to Ryan just because I think that you're going to do a bang-up job.
I'm going to say truth or dare to Ryan.
Well, you're going to pose the question to him, and then you're going to come up with something.
Okay. Truth or dare?
I'll truth it.
Okay, truth. Okay. I'm not doing a bang up job. Well, let me just speak with my thing. Because my instinct was to go into, I was going to say rank them and then say 3 people that we know. But then I realized those are probably going to be the only people that listen to this podcast initially anyways. So that doesn't seem fair. So
Rank our listeners.
It's hard to do truth or dare on a more macro kind of thing without. So this is so I'm going to say, so he said truth. Okay. What's your least favorite? And this is of all time in the past. What's your least favorite open mic in Western Massachusetts?
Oh, least favorite open mic. I'm gonna have to go with my instincts on this one and say the Elbow Room.
I gotta say, dude, that's not Western Mass, my friend. I hate to be a stickler.
Oh yeah, that's in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's an easy. Of course, it's the Elbow Room. But
Yeah. In Western Mass.
Western Mass. We're looking at
Past or present?
past or present, my friend.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say Packards.
Packers promise, my friend.
Because physically it was so disorienting trying to figure out all the crazy crap on the walls, and
Damn.
people would come in for the first time and they're like, "Oh, I'll talk about this giant boat and crab," and we're all like, "We heard it."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my answer.
That's a good point. It's a very overstimulating room. And then people would be like, "Oh man, like this was what I always noticed about Packers Promise is any new comic would come in and they'd just be their whole beginning of their set would just be looking around the room and then just pretty much, trying to work the room, trying to like improv, like just, slam the room, and then they would just be like, "Hey, what's going on with this guy over here, huh?" That's a wild looking thing over here. What about this decoration? That's a little incongruent.
It was fodder for comedy.
Packers. How do you feel about that answer?
I feel pretty good about that answer because I totally get it.
Packers Promise.
I liked the vibe, but the physical layout was there were a lot of blind spots. You didn't know where to look because there's a under the stairs area and there's a party area behind you where people are having a VFW get together or some kind of French fry cotillion.
Yeah. And then the girls from Smith that walked through without tops on. Do you remember that?
No.
I don't think Ryan would rank it the lowest if he was there on. I was there that night.
That night?
I saw this is what I saw that night. Not only did I see a bare nipple, I also saw, a bare rump.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's right. That was also the night that I forget somebody had to keep a close eye on one. Who was that guy that was just the worst? What was his name again?
Oh no! I think I know who you mean.
You know what? Oh my God! What's his name? What was his name? We all know. Gerard.
Gerard.
Just the absolute worst at all times.
I for sure wasn't positive who you meant.
I was wondering where he'd been because he kind of like dropped off the scene for like the last few months before the pandemic. Like, nobody saw him around?
Did he have a fan base? People would encourage him.
No.
People would
Nobody
encourage
would.
him.
And I blame Joe K. I feel like Joe K. single-handedly pushed that. This might be inside baseball, except for I keep forgetting that we're speaking to the people that know this very, very specifically. Packers Promise. I gotta say, Packers Promise for me was actually probably my very favorite open mic in Western Mass, because I've historically I only do well when everyone else does very poorly. Like that's when I really like when the room's going too hot. Like you'll get the 413, you'll get the Bishops, and it's just like bang bang, everyone's doing well, and then here comes Matthew stepping to the plate with all the confidence in the world and just nothing, just totally just like that. But I can always usually I have a good performance if it's a train wreck kind of a show, which is this does not bode well for a career in showbiz for sure. If I need the situation to be poorly attended and poorly run, and also to have the room to be a poor room.
I feel like that actually applies to quite a bit of us in the Northampton comedy scene.
Yep. You're right.
My favorite shows as well as my favorite open mics have always been empty and unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. And that's, I think, what we're trying to recreate here by the tree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
413.
The crickets provided by actual crickets represent the crickets provided by, people who are not really engaged.
These crickets, although literal, are also proverbial because they are the crickets in our mind. That's our self-esteem, you know? It's like that's the self-esteem talking to us. But no, we're not. We have to change the attitude of we got to stop listening to the crickets and start listening to the cheerleaders, and by which I mean the sheep. I don't know if the sheep are pretty quiet right now.
For now.
So I don't know what that tells us about ourselves right now, but they'll be back. The sheep will be back.
Do you think this
The sheep
guy's a
always
sheep
come
herder?
back.
Do you think he could be like a sheep herder who maybe has missed his flock?
He looks like a sheep herder. He looks like the kind of guy that's no stranger to taking a buck knife to a sheep's throat. But like not for like farmer reasons, for probably sexual gratification, if I had to guess. Yeah, this guy does look like the worst. What is that doodad on the back of his hair, by the way?
I think it's a
man bun.
scrunchie.
It's a bun.
Oh, it's
Is
the
it a
worst.
bun held by a
it's a
scrunchie,
bun.
though? Because then that's a crime.
It would be more cool if it was one of those like samurai buns that's got a chopstick in it.
See, it looks like it's in the place that would be holding a man bun, but the bun itself hasn't grown in yet. So it's like a placeholder. The scrunchie is just like, this is where the hair will protrude.
It's like a little
Right
puppy
past his
tail right
scrunch.
now.
Do you think this fellow's thinking about his life and the course it's taking? Because he looks like kind of introspective. You know, he was standing up on the bleachers over there for a minute, and I think maybe he's thinking about his dad, his son, his career path, his man bun.
He could be wondering where he could host his podcast out here. He's like, well, they took that tree, and I was going to host my podcast by that tree.
He's thinking, where in the Sam Hill did I put my chopstick?
Gosh darn it. See, I would think that, except for the fact that he's also been muttering and yammering the whole time, which really takes away from a scene of introspection and ponder.
Does he have a Bluetooth in his ear?
He might, but I'd like to think that he's muttering to himself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show Julia. I'm gonna show her who's got no capabilities.
And is Julia the sheep that he's going to kill later?
Is his best sheep. Oh, now he's on the swing set.
Now it's time to feel like a kid again.
And
Murderous thoughts aside.
when I was trying to figure out whether to do truth or dare, I thought, how many good dares are there that aren't gonna end up in contracting the COVID virus?
So,
Oh yeah, I would have had you. All I know, I don't know what exactly I'd have you do, but I'm sure I would have you drop trout. I'll start with that.
this is a dangerous group to do the truth or dare with. Dangerous group, and we're out in the middle of nowhere.
It's cold too.
Yeah,
Orgy
it is.
podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
But you know,
he's done swinging already.
I don't know. I kind of feel like doing another truth or dare, though. I feel like we just didn't get our fill with the first round. I kind of feel like
Really?
I kind of feel like I want Ryan to put the ball in Ryan's court and Ryan
Damn.
like stick it to one of us.
Good
I
for
didn't
the
have a great
food.
answer because honestly, I don't travel that far for open mic nights, so I only had several to choose from.
Well, I also only gave you because in my answer, let's face it, I narrowed it down to Packard's Promise,
Mhm.
401 Tree,
Yep.
and Bishops. And you're like, what, like a 30% owner of 401 Tree? A begrudging partner. Oh, damn. Oh, this is getting too real.
Comedy by the corn.
Too real.
Comedy by the corn.
That's what.
It's corny.
As soon as this catches on, that's when the snow's gonna start falling.
Have you noticed I can't tell if I'm over caffeinated or going into hypothermia right now because
Oh.
I am
Shaking.
I'm cold. What's our next? So Michelle, you're thinking you're calling for a redo.
I want to not a redo, but I want to do another one. I just want to
Doing
kind of like
another,
let's do one more.
okay.
Let's do one more. Let's like
Titillated.
really. This is like Ryan. I just want you to pick your victim. Pick your victim. Whoever
Pick
you
your
want to.
victim. Yeah.
Do I also get to pick the question? I do the question.
You can do whatever you want.
Ha ha! All right.
Do it.
I'm.
I'll start dropping trout now. Just get ready. Matthew.
All right. Truth or dare, Michelle.
Oh, backfire.
I'm gonna do a dare
Damn.
just to mix it up a little bit. I don't think
Dare.
y'all know this, but I was crazy back in my 20s. I know I seem all kind of like maybe, I don't know, calm and domesticated right now, but I was nasty bitch Tellerico back in the early 2000s.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just telling Ryan, I'm like, I'll bet you Michelle wasn't even so crazy back in her 20s.
And I'm like, what? What you talking about, Matt Woodland? That was crazy.
Surely you're not talking about crazy bitch Tellerico.
It's nasty bitch Tellerico.
Dirty, nasty bitch, Michelle Tellerico.
I had a mouth on me. Well,
Hussy
I
Tally.
swear, for swears. I had a mouth on me for swears. I'll start anything.
All right, you lunatic. All right, what you gonna get this lunatic into?
What am I
She's
going to do?
Crazy.
I'm ready.
What's
She's
a
sick.
suggestion? What's a good? Because there's an uncanny valley in dares. You know what I mean? There's a G-rated dares, and then there's a
Here's how those who say dare are the ones putting themselves on the gauntlet. So
See, I didn't say dare because I was simultaneously afraid of having to lick the table that the microphones fell off of,
Oh, damn.
or having to do some kind of a backflip and hurt myself.
well, see, I have faith that I'm sitting at this table with two gentlemen who will take it easy on me a little bit. I guess that's what I'm putting my weight in, but I could be
Dude.
very wrong.
Make her lick the table as she does a backflip.
I've got arthritis. I'll lick the table, but your backflip might be a little too much because of my arthritis.
What?
I dare you to pick and eat some field corn.
Oh!
Now, okay, out of
Field
the
corn,
Out of the
going
field,
that
yeah.
corn.
out
of
of
the
the field.
cornfield.
All right, here we go.
We got to be able to
All
see
right.
it. Make sure it's not corn you brought with you.
All right, Michelle.
Regular cooked corn.
What do you want? Fine. Do you want to check me for corn, officer? I swear I don't have corn.
Do not take your bag into the field. Leave the.
By the way, for anybody out there, corn does a horrible number on my system. So Ryan might as well have just taken a machete and opened up my lower intestine for everybody to see.
Somehow,
Let's do this.
somehow Michelle was able to bring her food poisoning dung bit into every single segment.
Food poisoning?
She shoehorned it into every topic. She really is a sick monkey. All right, I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna try to take some candid photos.
Oh yeah, we could add them.
Yeah.
Because people are wondering. They're like, I just can't picture it.
Yeah. So yeah, Michelle is.
You don't have to eat the whole ear, though. I mean.
So she's got Michelle. She's got a. Seems like she found some corn for herself, an ear, if you will. That is, oh my God, that thing was not kept for. That is in the temperature danger zone if I've ever seen one.
I am ride or die, homie.
Look at that ear.
Oh my God, I'm gonna break my front teeth. Oh my God.
I would hate to eat that ear of corn. I'd sooner eat the ear from Reservoir Dogs. That's all I'm saying. Come on. Come on, Steelers Will. What you got here?
It's possible that that's not the best ear of corn out there, but I would understand if you're not going back out into the field.
Okay, so she's got some corn. It looks like oddly, it looks like phony. It looks like plastic yellow.
It tastes like plastic.
Oh! This is Michelle. You just fell victim to our prank. Replace all the real corn with fruit bowl corn.
Take one from the other side because the corn on the other side
eat that
is
corn,
gum.
Michelle. Oh! And what's that coming out at the end? A snake. Snake
no.
gum corn.
Fall back.
You have no
Damn,
idea.
Michelle.
That's how I ride. My boobs are kind of like. That's how I ride, y'all. Y'all don't
Dude, this
know.
Michelle doesn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'll eat your corn in the field. I'll eat whatever in that damn
She'll
field.
fucking bring dung into every topic. She'll eat some fucking rotten corn.
Look, I am a hard ass biatch.
I can appreciate that.
You know? And I'm real. Everybody poops. Just because I'm a lady, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Sorry, Mom. Let me talk to you. You really triggered something. Since the age, I swear, ever since I was 6 months old, I've been
She's up
told
on her
to act like a
soapbox.
lady,
Right.
be ladylike,
Yeah, right.
and I never have been. I don't know how to be.
Damn.
So that's what you're going to get.
I heard you flunked finishing school. Any truth to that?
It's true. I flunked it all.
Nice.
I'm self-taught.
I'm putting my salad fork next to my soup spoon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's proper or not.
It's not
'Cause
proper,
I'm so punk.
but you are so punk. And that's why it was a fucking cool thing to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, all right. So,
I hope I proved myself to this group now that I ate hard corn.
Hardcore.
Hardcore corn.
Hardcore.
Yeah, you just initiated yourself to the group, and that you were already accepted to.
And you know what? I'm not going to stop with theirs.
Oh, what you gonna get into next? Oh no, I think I know where she's going next.
Eventually, location will change and there will be more opportunities for worse things.
I guess I gotta look up what are good dares, because I was just like, what are, like when you're a kid, it's just like eat something.
Go naked somewhere,
Yeah,
like run naked.
It's too cold.
And nobody wants to see that right now.
No, I mean
It's
truth
just
or
too
dare.
cold.
Truth or dare is invented because people don't know how to tell. When you're younger, especially, you don't know how to tell somebody that you like them. So you have to do this big grandiose and involve all these other people. But it's just a roundabout way to kiss Emily.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So as adults playing truth or dare, I don't know what you do because this is probably the first time I've played truth. I think truth or dare is there's a very small window where it's super appropriate and it's also the best.
Like 12.
Yep.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
12. 12 is great. But yeah, I think there's other like childhood games that I think really kind of can go into different, like for instance, like Never Have I Ever, because that just deals with all of your past. And
You
your
can do it.
history.
You can
Yeah.
pick your topic.
But it never gets, but it never gets as and then that game Spin the Bottle. That's just pretty much legalizing orgies.
That's
for
not a
kids.
real
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. That's just like, let's just start sucking face, as the kids say.
7 minutes in heaven.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys ever really do the 7 minutes in heaven thing when you were younger?
No.
No.
I
Not in the guise of a game.
honestly, I have a memory of doing it, but I think I actually just reappropriated a scene from a movie as my memory, because I don't think I did, but I do have a vivid memory of doing it.
Go
Oh,
on.
you know what? That also could be childhood trauma. Thank you.
Very well.
Thank
Very well,
you.
could be.
Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Sorry,
you're
man.
you're so badass.
That's right.
You're gonna have me rocking in the fetal position.
I make you remember.
You will remember.
You
I thought
will.
Michelle was about to tell us an anecdote about having diarrhea during 7 minutes in heaven.
Oh, gee. I had this 7-minute long diarrhea
But you guys,
session.
it did happen. After I ate tacos. I had
God.
tacos first, and then it happened. And then I played 7 minutes in heaven. It was taco meat.
It's a good game.
All right, get to the next category.
Category.
So to speak.
Well, now I want to know what y'all like. And so that means it's time for our top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. You're gonna hear.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're gonna hear our opinions, and you're gonna like it. All right. All right.
All right, picking from
Maestro.
the envelope.
Maestro.
This better be the Glengarry leads. Grunge bands.
Oh.
Grunge
Okay.
bands. All right, top 5 grunge bands. All right, Michelle, what you got? Who's your top 5?
Okay.
Who's your 5th?
My fifth. I think my fifth would be Alice in Chains, and I know that they're really good.
Okay.
I love Alice in Chains, but they're very dark. I don't want to say but they're very dark, because that's why they're great. Listen to me. I sound like a boomer. All right, Alice in Chains. They're part of my top 5.
Alice in
Good
Chains.
enough for me. Good enough for me. I want to feel like I want to say the Lemonheads. Are they grunge or are they alternative?
I don't care.
All right. The Lemonheads are number 4.
I feel like Ryan's got some insight on this more than I do.
I feel like maybe they're alternative. What does grunge
Oh.
even mean? Do you have a definition? I mean, because I would just think that we're putting all the bands that sort of played together or played around the same time in the 90s and wore like lawn mowing clothes, like dirty shoes.
Like flannels.
Yeah.
Things like that.
What's that band that did Runaway Train Never
Oh,
Soul
Comes?
Asylum?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely.
Yep,
They-
that's right in there.
That's a good
yep.
one.
They could. But if you could never put Soul Asylum on a top 5 list.
Why?
Not even
Why
this
do you
one?
say that?
I don't think so. Well, you could try.
Well, I can see where he's coming from, because they don't have the hits like the Soundgarden does, or like Alice in Chains. I feel like I remember maybe 2 or 3 songs that they came out with that were big. But I could be wrong, Ryan.
No, I only know that one song. Retraction.
Okay, and is there a specific? What would you categorize as the specific grunge years? What is that window for you?
91
Mm-hmm.
to 94.
Yes. That's exactly.
That's true.
Yep.
And that's not to say there wasn't some grunge bands before it. There wasn't some grunge bands after it.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the peak years.
Yep.
What would you say is the very first year of grunge even existing?
1987.
Okay, and who is that?
I'm gonna say Nirvana's first album, and that band Tad, who's also from Seattle. They had a very, very heavy singer who his
Okay.
guitar looked tiny on him, but they were a very heavy band as well from the same area.
Nice.
Sometimes you gotta stop and enjoy the crickets, you guys.
Sometimes you gotta stop and
Yep.
enjoy the crickets, bros.
Just listen to them.
I bet so. Any crickets that we can hear, I assume, are on this tape, because I don't think we would be able to hear them in our ears with the headphones on.
Yeah.
So I think they're here with us.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear the cicadas, that means it's time for the call-in portion. You know what the cicadas means, guys.
What got you bug? Hot 97, tell me why you're mad. I'm mad because of all these dang little bugs. Spoiling my podcast.
What a zoo crew.
Oh my good lord. So yeah, in the very last year, like the very last year anybody did new grunge music. When do you think that would be?
Probably people are still probably making it somewhere.
You think there's still somebody making grunge music?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Because really, if you want to define grunge music, wasn't it technically just the sound of like the garage bands? Like when you got a garage band, it's just kind of that sound that it's not as, because you have like bands like Mudhoney and some of the ones that are a little not lesser known, but have been around longer than maybe the Pearl Jams and the Soundgardens, all like that. And they had more of that rough, kind of rustic sound versus like the really mixed, you know what I mean?
I think a lot of the bands absolutely. And a lot of the bands I think you're talking about are sort of like, they're like redneck punk by way of like 70s arena rock.
Yeah.
Is a lot of those bands.
Yep.
But then too many of those bands I feel like are ruined by having the Eddie Vedder sounding vocalists, because there's a lot of like, I love the sort of the detuned guitars and the heavy bass and the sort of classic rock drums, but it is always ruined for me when the singer sounds like
Yep.
That sounded pretty fucking cool. Do you guys want to quit the podcast, start a band?
Let's do it right now.
But we all have to sing like Eddie Vedder.
See, I feel a lot of because even a lot of the grunge bands, even if they continue into the later 90s, they got away from the whole grunge sound. Was there any like grunge band that just kept like we're sticking with this? That like really just like, because I'm thinking like even like Soundgarden and STP, their later albums are definitely, they're more like, I don't know, maybe in the alt rock vein or whatever like that. Like they're not really that specific. Like they all had like, you have 10. You have Core, like they all had that very specific, in that early 90s time, very specific, deliberate grunge record.
Yep.
And then they all kind of like went off in their ways. But is there any band that just kept the grunge thing going?
Pearl Jam is, well, no, because back to what you were saying, I mean, they're still going, but they're not like playing grunge. They're just kind of more.
I feel like they haven't been a grunge band. Like I wouldn't consider it's like Pearl Jam. They were in the grunge they spawned from the grunge scene, but would you say like modern Pearl Jam is a grunge band?
No.
Adult
contemporary.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I love Eddie Vedder, though.
Album-oriented rock.
I feel bad saying that. Yeah.
This is my impression of Eddie Vedder. You guys, you can go out into here. This is y'all led better. You ever know he does like a bunch of commentary you can't understand, and then he goes into a song?
Well, you know, the funny thing is he was on that movie Singles. He was in Singles, and he actually had a line, and you can hear what he's saying. He's like, a compliment for us. It was a compliment for you. I was like, oh, he speaks.
Now I'm bummed that we didn't already have Eddie Vedder in our impressions envelope.
Do you want to do some...
Let's do it right now.
Let's do some Who Does Vedder Better.
Who Does Vedder Better?
Who Does Vedder Better?
This is a special edition of Who Does Vedder Better.
Yeah.
I started out really not liking any Pearl Jam. At this point, I've heard at least those singles from 10 enough that now I hear it on the radio, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this, even though I know it's just familiarity. It's not real like, it's familiarity.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'll do one.
All right.
Concrete.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Even flow. Beautiful.
Nice.
Pretty good. Not bad. Michelle, I hear you got a Vedder. Let's see who does Vedder better.
I will be performing. I will be performing Black.
Black.
By Pearl Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't look at you two.
Okay.
Sits over empty canvas,
Okay.
Honda sheets of clay.
Oh my God.
That was pretty good.
I don't know if it's the autumn air, but I got goosebumps.
I like that.
Beautiful.
I'll do that to you. I'll do that to you.
I'm gonna do something a little bit later. I don't really prefer the grunge era Pearl Jam. I'm a guy that likes elderly woman behind the counter in some store in a small market town, and she's just been there her whole life, and it's kind of like a metaphor for some things you can count on song.
Well,
I seem to recognize your face. Solely forgotten to sing. You can never seem to realize. But there you are, and here I am. Hearts and thoughts, they fade. But my favorite part of the whole song is, my God, it's been so long since I've heard you say here. That's mine.
Yay.
I appreciate that.
Do we vote on who did better?
Yeah, we do.
Can't vote for yourself.
So let's do the system. Oh, you can't vote for yourself. No.
I vote for Michelle.
Aw, you guys.
Sorry, Matt.
I want your vote.
Yeah, I vote for Michelle too.
Better best.
I love Matt. I'm gonna vote for Ryan though.
He did sound like.
So eventually, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna rule the school with the truth or dare, and I'm gonna rule the school with better is better, and I'm setting a precedence right now. So that
Damn.
means step it up.
Step up your vetter.
I'm gonna assign you all a Pearl Jam album this evening to
Oh, no.
sing along to, so you get your going.
All right, I got a question, better related. A song that you really like, covered by an artist you really hate that almost ruined it.
Oh, beautiful.
And for me,
question.
it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Love that song. Hate that version.
It's too. That song just breaks. There's some songs that just break my heart too much to listen to.
Yes.
I'm just like, and it's not a heartbreaking sounding song, but and I'm not the kind of guy that listens to the lyrics. But if you're just like really specifically talking about your baby died, that's just too on the nose and literal, and it's a bit much for me. But that's a great question. Michelle, do you have one off the top of your dome? I'm trying to think.
I do, but I wanted to say like they did. I agree with you because that song makes me cringe. I hate that song. That's like adult contemporary Pearl Jam right there. But then they do "You've Got to Hide Your Love Away" by the Beatles for the I Am Sam soundtrack, and so I've got a little bit of a boner for Eddie Vedder. I've always had a crush on Eddie Vedder. I've loved him, still love him. So he could do no wrong. But I'm going to answer your question about the cover song done bad. Think about this.
Cover song done
Cover
bad.
song. It's like the song is food poisoning. It's like the song took some of my mom's taco meat.
I kind of like, for me, wait, did you have one?
I'm still cooking one up in my head.
I off the top of my dome, I do have like the opposite situation where I despise the original, but then the cover is pretty great. And I mean, for me, that would be Annie Lennox in the Eurythmics' "Sweet Dreams." I find that song to be completely unlistenable. But Marilyn Manson, it's because he goes into that part, because he's like, and he just says the same thing, but then he just throws in just that classic, just like wow, wow, wow,
Yep.
wow. That Marilyn Manson, it's just like you
Wah,
can't
wah.
help, can't help but to be fucking
Great
awesome.
wah wah.
It's so fucking good.
It's a little more intense because
That
the
video
wah-wah.
where he's like all covered in mud
please.
riding the pig.
Oh, he's so.
I didn't know what I
cool.
was looking at the first time I saw that video. It changed my life.
He is. There's
For the
nobody.
worse.
I walked around as a kid with this Marilyn Manson shirt, and I can't remember there was just like some humongous words on the back, and it was just the most, like, thinking back, it's just, is just it just had the douchiest, just like, it's like, it would be cool. The thing is, Marilyn Manson and all his stuff is only cool when it's Marilyn Manson doing the stuff. But then when you're like a 12-year-old boy being like, I want to be cool like Marilyn Manson, you can't be more of just a wuss. Walking around with an oversized Marilyn Manson shirt, and it's like, it's got scary Marilyn Manson on your belly, and meanwhile you're just like this pimple like boy with like manic panic in your hair, but you didn't even try to bleach it first. Oh, the worst. But
what a relatable anecdote.
Yeah. Marilyn Manson, we got to get him on the pod.
Why not? Who do you know? You should know somebody, right?
Marilyn Manson, yeah.
Come on.
I'll talk to you know who I know is damn it, I can't. I couldn't remember the reference. The girl from Jawbreakers. What's his face?
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan.
Oh yeah, everybody loves Rose McGowan from like, right?
That's it.
That's it. Everybody loves the Rose McGowan because she's hot.
Yep. All right, Michelle, did you?
I thought of one.
Ooh.
The First Cut is the Deepest by Sheryl Crow.
Okay.
I don't like that cover because it's a cover of a Cat Stevens song, and it just sounds too like poppy and too like
too polished.
Too polished. Yeah, I think a song can sound too polished, and it's just that's exactly what it is. I'm not a big fan of it.
Take that, Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
And by the way, I still love you, Sheryl Crow. You do some sweet shit sometimes. You're my favorite mistake.
Yeah, that's like a that's like a pizza bagel, like trying to cover like Papa John's, or not Papa John's, Pepe, Frank Pepe's. I got the reference. You know what I'm saying.
Frank Pepe's is a Connecticut pizza place, right? I got serious because I just started thinking about pizza, and I thought about like the garlic butter sauce you get at Papa John's that you could dump your crust in. Mm-hmm. So that's why anything about food just takes my brain away.
Yeah.
I'm an animal. So that's,
If I was smart, I would have brought some food with me. But every time I am not hungry, I forget that I'm at some point gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I fall into that trap here all the time. Oh, but wait, Ryan, we've got a field of corn. Please. It's amazing. Laugh harder.
That's
Sweet
cultural
corn
appropriation. Canceled.
No,
Canceled,
sir.
so canceled.
No, sir.
Can't be canceled already.
Cancel, so canceled.
You get canceled in syndication.
Oh, boy.
Bang out 100 of these. Get signed to Yahoo.
So,
Lycos.
Glucose.
not a bad idea.
Oh my God, we almost we're probably getting down to the finish line. Am I wrong?
I think we are.
Do we have one last thing to do and then call it a day?
Well,
what do we have?
ordinarily we'd be taken out by the Kazunatics with some music, but they'd be leading us out this evening on the end of this here podcast because
Well, this is a very special episode because it's the first episode without the Kazunatics.
Yes, it is, but the Kazunatics will be here for the next episode, and folks, hold on.
They're all in hospital with food poisoning.
Oh,
Cool.
Yuckaroo. This episode is like the behind the scenes, but of nothing. It's just it's the behind the scenes, but there is the main product. I just said the same thing twice in a row. Sorry about that.
You did, but that's okay.
Sorry.
We understand now that you explained it to us the second time.
No, I'm glad I wasn't listening the first time, so you really clarified it.
Listen back to the pod.
Yep.
You're gonna have a lot of editing to do.
I'm listening to it right now.
You are going to have a lot of
I'm gonna
editing to
need
do.
you to edit out each and every cricket. I want the exact amount of blueberries in every muffin. Do you have any idea how long that will take?
Well, I don't know, guys. What do you think? We're going to take it out for the night. So,
Ow.
ow.
Thank you for listening to the
Dirty
Stayouts.
Taco the Town. Trademark.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We love you.